Howdy! If your family's like mine, and I'm assuming based upon you watching this video they are, you spend all week during the summer waiting on Monday an American Ninja Warrior. Stick around to see how we are turning our backyard into a ninja course for kids. Alright, so welcome back everybody. So here's what we've got. This is our ninja course. It's just the base, and that's what we're going to talk about today. This is going to be a several series of videos, and we're going to take what we've got right now and then we're going to modify it to where my son's abilities are right now. So, little background. My son plays football and baseball and basketball and soccer, and he fishes and he hunts and he hikes, but his real love is Ninja Warrior. He got into it about when he was 4, so he's 7 now. So been doing it for about 3 years. 1 year for Christmas, we asked him what he wanted. The only thing he wanted was a Ninja Warrior course. So I sat down and thought, what would be the best thing to build him? And what we came up with was monkey bars and a cargo net. So that's what we've got. This is the base, and that's going to be the basis of today's episode. I'll walk you through how we built it. This is a couple of years old now, but I thought since I'm going to build onto it, I thought I'd take you along so that we can kind of talk through some of the ups and downs of why I'm doing some of the things I'm doing. And if you've got any suggestions, please leave a comment below. So started with the monkey bar, started with the cargo net. I'll take you in at the end of this and I'll show you kind of an overview of materials and things like that that I've drawn up in Google SketchUp. So it'll be really easy for you to take a look, see what we've done, how I did it, and then hopefully you can build something of your own and let me know how it goes. Alright, so here's what we've got. This is the base. This is what everything else will be built on. So I'll give you a quick walkthrough out here, and then I'll take you inside and kind of talk you through a little bit of how the build was done. So this is 7 feet tall from the ground to the top, okay? So what I did was I bought, and I'll give you the parts list, but I bought 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 12-foot long pressure treated 4x. And for the ones in the ground, I've got them in the ground 18 inches, which is seeming to be holding. I do not have concrete because we have got really hard clay here, so it essentially acts as concrete for 90% of the year. So what I did is for these end ones, I took and I cut them off at 9 feet. So essentially I cut 3 feet off of the 12 footers, which gave me my 4 posts over here for my cargo net. These are 18 inches out of the ground, 18 inches in the ground. So what I did is that still gave me 6 inches on this one, so I just cut 6 inches off of it. So it's 18 inches in the ground and 7 feet out of the ground, and that is a 12-foot span. So I also have these braces on the bottom. I went through, these are pressure treated 2x6s. I have an angle on the end because what I'm going to end up doing is cutting a support from there up, and I'll cut another lap joint up here. But these are my supports. I've got bolts running through all the way through. Okay. So to connect the top, here's how I did it. Is first I set my posts. I set those 2 and those 2, and I set the distance in the ground based upon my monkey bars up top. So here's my monkey bars up top. So these are, I forget, 14 inches wide, I think, from point to point. So I set the centers of my uprights 14 inches all the way around. So that way I could center my screws on my horizontal members here. So these are 14 inches on center. So what I did was I came in and I first cut my lap joints. Okay, this is called a lap joint, where you come in and you cut half and then the width of whatever you're putting on there. Okay, and in this case, what it is, it's half of my 4x. Okay, so I cut that out. I set my 4 posts, 1, 2, 3, 4. I came in. This was nice because I was able to put my lap joints on top. It sets up there. I bolted 2 bolts in, so it's 2 there, 2 washers, and I will tell you these bolts are longer than the ones I tell you to buy. So learn from my mistakes. I just went ahead and bought them a little extra long just in case. You don't need them to be that long. So 4 washers here, 2 bolts, okay, all the way around. You can see it. Whoops, let's trip there. So 4 bolts there, 8 washers on this end, okay? So that is my base. I built everything off of that. So everything you see us building in the future is going to be built off of this base. The first thing we added was our cargo net. Okay, I've already told you about our 18 inches in the ground, 18 inches up top. What I've got here is I've got my lag bolt coming all the way through. You'll see it, I didn't draw it all the way through in the later in the Google SketchUp, but this is my lag bolt. Okay, I think it's good. So here's my helper for the day for filming. So what you do early in the morning is you go out and play. So lag bolts on all 4 corners, or I'm sorry, all 4 posts. And then you tie, the cargo net that we got did not have hooks on top and bottom, it just had hooks on top. So what I've got that done is I've got that tied on there. And what I did is up top, let me take you back up, is up top I've got lag screws. I'm sorry, eye screws. So those are my eye bolts. These are my eye screws. So what you do is you drill a small pilot hole here. I've got all 4 of them. Drill a small pilot hole, screw them in, and then you've got a good, solid, secure hook or mount for your hooks. Okay. This is our cargo net. It's got 4 hooks. It has 4 ties down there. So eye bolts down below, eye screws up top. And you could just as easily do it eye screws all the way around. Eye bolts all the way around, or eye screws all the way around. I just wanted to do bolts down here so that I make sure that's nice and secure. And the reason I did these eye screws up top is because it doesn't give me anything down below. Okay, there's nothing that's going to poke through and scratch my sign. So I know that those are coming out, but he's not outside very often. So that's what I've got. Let me take you inside, walk you through a little bit of the parts list and kind of the prep work that I went through for making this. All right, everybody, welcome back inside. So what I'm going to do now is not show you again what I did outside. That video was long enough. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you the most difficult parts of doing this. So hopefully it will minimize some of the effort that you have to put in from learning from my mistakes. So issue number 1 is, you'll see it, I've got it posted up here on the right. The first list is the parts list for the monkey bars. The second list that's going to pop up here in just a moment is the parts list for the cargo net. I will tell you this is one of the most difficult parts of it. It's just the planning ahead so that you have to make fewer trips to your home improvement store. Go ahead, write everything down, go get what you need, plan ahead, and remember, for those of you who haven't built things very much, a 4x4 piece of lumber is not 4 inches by 4 inches. It is 3.5 inches by 3.5 inches. So you might need to do some looking into actual dimensions of lumber, rather than true dimension lumber. So everything you will buy at your lumber yard is going to be marked dimension. So it'll be 4 by 4, but it'll really be 3.5 by 3.5. Same thing for your, I used a 2 by 6 down here. It's 1.5 by 5.5. That's the true dimension of the lumber. So understand that whenever I say you'll need a 7-inch bolt, it's because this is only 6.5 inches. So it's 3.5 plus 1.5 plus 1.5. So that gets you to 6.5 inches. So a 7-inch bolt will clear down here. Okay? So what you've got is, again, 3.5 inches for your 4 by, 1.5 by 1.5. So that 7-inch bolt will get you through that 6.5 inch span. So keep that in mind whenever I say you'll need a 4-inch bolt for up here, okay? Because you've got a 3.5 inch span on your lap joint, okay? So if you cut your lap joint true to the center and true to the center, this should be just another representation of a 4 by. So your 4-inch bolt will clear that 3-inch span. Okay? So, parts list, parts list, parts list. Second thing that gave me some trouble is the actual cutting of the lap joint. If you've never rip cut a pressure treated board, understand it is exceedingly difficult. And because that's a 3.5 inch span, I could not cut it with my skill saw. I ended up having to get a handsaw, which proved to be very difficult, maybe because of the handsaw I was using. But I ended up cutting this 90% of the way with my skill saw. The rest of the way, I just cut it with a reciprocating saw. It wasn't the cleanest cut, but I went back in and cleaned it up. So understand that is going to give you a little bit of trouble right there. So the cross cut right here that you have to make, not going to be bad at all. But this rip cut, that's going to give you, because that's a 3.5 inch from there to there. Oops, sorry, I forgot I'm selecting tool. So from there to there, it's going to be 3.5 inches. So understand that's going to give you a little bit of problem, and you have to make 8 of those cuts. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So understand that's going to give you a little bit of trouble. All right, so that's it for your monkey bars. The good thing is, whenever you buy the monkey bars off of Amazon, I did not take the time to taper these down. Sorry. Please don't make fun of my Google SketchUp skills. I drew this in about 15 minutes. So the good thing is, as you saw back on the video outside, they have the little hex screws. Those come with them. So you don't have to buy screws to attach your monkey bars. So that's really nice. So now on to the cargo net. And again, don't make fun of my skill. I'm much better than this. I just wanted to go really fast. So these are your eye screws. Understand there's a difference between an eye screw and an eye bolt. Here's an eye screw, and here's an eye bolt. Okay, you see the difference is you got those thick screw threads on the screw versus the tighter TPI on your bolt, and the bolt is supposed to go all the way through. So for these, I got a 3-inch eye screw, whereas, let's see, I need a hand. Down here, I got the bolt, which, whoops, oh my goodness, sorry. I did not draw it going all the way through. So it goes all the way through, as you saw. Here, I will overlap it. So see, you've got the overlap there. So that is the bolt, and up top is the screw. So screws up top, bolts down below. Okay, so there you go. It's very straightforward. This is what we've got right now. It's served my son very well over the past couple of years, but he's getting bigger. He's kind of, I don't want to say outgrowing this because he still plays on it all the time, but he's wanting more. So stick around for the second episode, which is going to be us building this. Okay, this is our next addition. This is going to be the pegboard. Okay, I'm not going to talk you through this right now, but this is iteration number 2 of our Ninja Warrior course. So if you like this one, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and as I build these, we're going to try to build this over the next couple of weeks. Or within the next couple of weeks. It won't take us very long to build, but this is going to be our next project. So if you like this video, if you want to learn how to build a Ninja course for kids, like and subscribe, and you will get the notification whenever I post this next video. So this is the end of video 1. This is the beginning of video 2. All right, I appreciate it. Thanks for sticking around with me, and I will see you on the next video.